Today's shoutout goes to Iris Film Productions.
Resin isn't biodegradable, and charity shops and landfill are gonna be full of those ugly pyramids and glitter ashtrays.
Thank you.
Bush did 9/11.
Extremely toxic best friend story time. So when I was in 8th grade, there was this boy. And this boy would go around telling almost every girl that he liked her. And I was one of those girls. And he would do stuff with all of us. And there were like 11 of us. So we all hated each other. Especially this one girl, and we're gonna call her Abby. And every time we saw each other, we would be super mean to each other. Well, a year passed, we stopped talking to this kid, and I bumped into her at homecoming and basically apologized. So after that, we became best friends. And everything was good until every time I told her about a guy, she would start talking to them. Like this one boy that I was Snapchatting and talking to, she accidentally sent nudes to him and said, "Oh, sorry, I meant to send them to my boyfriend." So then she called one of my other best friends and said, "No, it actually wasn't an accident." And of course he told me because he was my best friend. So I was like, whatever, and stopped talking to the boy. And she did it again, like for part 2.
I've always had a good relationship with my mother-in-law up until I was pregnant. My husband's side of the family hasn't had a girl born in the past 100 years. So when everyone found out I was pregnant with a girl, no one believed me. Everyone was so shocked when it was announced that most of them denied it up until the moment she was born. And that's when the horrible comments started. Whenever my husband wasn't around, my mother-in-law would make snarky comments like, "I wonder where she got that nose. It's definitely not my son's." I never told him and let everything slide because she's older and she's my mother-in-law. But when I was pregnant with baby number 2, and yes, it was another girl, I told him to wait as long as possible because I know she wouldn't like the news. When she found out it was a girl, she started sobbing and screaming. She was calling me a whore and demanded that I get out of her house. Those girls are not ours. She's a whore, a slut. My son did not make those girls. She looked at me and said, I let you get away with it the first time. I took you in as family. I allowed my son to believe he fathered that brat, but I will not allow it again. My husband was yelling at his mom, and I got up and took my daughter, and I ran to the car sobbing.
Okay guys, most of the restock is up. This is molds and supplies I would buy from my shop as a small business owner. Okay guys, the mouse coaster molds are so new and so popular already. As a business owner, I always try to be the first to do things that I love, and this is one of them. Okay, album keychain molds. This is a new small version. So cute. And it might actually be a little bit more convenient than the regular album mold. Defense album mold. Products made for these are so in market right now. I definitely check it out. These are the new car coaster molds. I have two new versions, but I decided to go with the cheetah one. And they're also available in small and large. Okay, this is the last tray mold. I'm going for this because most last trays are handmade, meaning they're more expensive, rightfully so. But for that reason, this one isn't. COVID keychain molds. You get 4 a pack, so it's a pretty good deal. And this is a convenient product to make because of COVID. 2021 graduation cap molds. I think the product made for these are going to be a good seller to graduates. These are beautiful. These are the new women's coaster molds. I have 3 available, but I decided to go with this one. You can also make some pretty cool art from this too. Link in bio.
Alright, since y'all love these drilling videos so much, here's another one, but I'm going to be putting together the keychains and showing you when they're done. I need to get these orders out before I go on vacation, so I'm staying up tonight, all-nighter. But yeah, just drilling them. I will put what kind of resin I use and all that in the link. Oh, there, I'm screwing the little thing in. And yeah.
Hey, howdy, beautiful people. So, back with another resin craft. Yes, the Etsy drop is still today, don't worry. But I'm using this domino mold for the first time. And I love how these came out. You best believe the end result is included. But I want to know, should I make earrings and keychains out of these, or should I sell them as a set? I'm leaning towards earrings and keychains. They don't seem like they'd be too heavy for earrings. They do seem kind of heavy though.
Hello. So the reason why I started doing this in the first place was 4 years ago, my son passed by suicide, and I always wanted to do something special with his ashes, and I came across some TikTok videos showing this, so I decided to give it a try. And he loved Jack Skellington, and so I took one of his ornaments that he had, and I decided that I would use that and put it in it and give it a try. So this is my go at trying it. I hope it comes out, and I'm going to continue to do more things. I really enjoy it, and it helps keep my mind off of, some of the negativity. Well, love you, buddy, and miss you forever.
Hi guys, so a couple hours ago I got a DM from this lady saying that she got her package, and not only was the packaging messed up, but also was the lip gloss. The lip gloss exploded and it was everywhere, all over the package. So I of course DM'd her back and I said, can you please send me a picture of the lip gloss that exploded and also the packaging, and I'll be sure to give you a refund right away. So she sent me the pictures, and before I could even give her refund, she was like, if you don't want me to write a bad review on your store, can you please send me a bundle and my daughter 2 squishies for the inconvenience? And first of all, she didn't even order a bundle. She ordered 1 lip gloss. So I just thought in my mind, that isn't really how it works, but if she wants that, then I'll send it to her. So I put it in the mail, and like 2 days pass, and I get a message from the same person. I could tell it was the same person because they just changed their name. They didn't change their email address. And they said, I just got the bundle now, but it took forever to come and it exploded all over the package. And I'm like, what?
So I used to know this girl who would constantly say things like, guys, sorry, I'm so ugly. I just ruined the whole group photo, I'm sorry. And then everyone would automatically comfort her and be like, no, you're beautiful, you shine. And then she would be like, no, but thank you. And she would do the same thing over and over again, trying to get everyone's attention. So eventually I got tired. So the next time she came to me saying, I'm so ugly, I was like, you know what? You are. She was like, what'd you say? And I was like, bitch, if you think you're ugly, I can crop you out of the photo. The fuck do you want me to tell you? I'm not the one who made you look like a woolly mammoth.
This is why it's better to have one friend that you hang out with regularly instead of having a big group of friends. And trust me, you're going to want to listen to this story time. So when I was a sophomore in high school, I was kind of going through an identity crisis, and low-key still am. I went to a predominantly white school for the majority of my life, so let's just say I was extremely whitewashed. It was one of those times in my life where if a white person said the N-word around me, I would just laugh. Not because I didn't know it was wrong, but because I wanted to be accepted and I wanted to be like everybody else, and I seeked validation. Sophomore year was really when I started to become who I am today. I wanted to learn way more about my culture and my background. So I started becoming friends with people from other schools that are more diverse. Eventually, I met this group of girls, and I thought these girls were going to be the sweetest girls I would ever meet. Now, this friend group was serving flavor. I'm talking diverse to the T. One night, we decided that we were going to spend the night at one of the girls' houses. Let's call this girl Sally. I kept getting lost on the way to Sally's house, and I thought it was because I didn't know the area that well. Keep in mind, that's what I thought was the reason. I get there and we watch like 4 or 5 movies before I end up falling asleep. And when I wake up, I was in a room full of grown-ass men staring at me.
Story time about how my friend in high school tried to sell me to pedophiles. So I was 14, it was my freshman year, and me and this girl, let's call her Elizabeth, had been friends for about 5 years. Elizabeth kept bragging about this 17-year-old boyfriend that went to a different school, and every weekend she would try to get me to come to the movies with them so I could meet him. But my parents were pretty strict, so most weekends they said no. But finally one weekend they said yes. It was a Friday night, and Elizabeth wanted me to walk to the movie theaters to meet her. My dad said no to that. He drove me instead. And he wanted to make sure that Elizabeth and the boyfriend were waiting outside so he could make sure I was there safely. And it's a good thing he did, because when we pulled up, Elizabeth wasn't with the 17-year-old boyfriend she had showed me. She was standing there with 2 30-year-old men. Like for a part 2.